Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is the movie that Lukas and I just got out of. Welcome to the Cosmic Panel. We're going to talk about our thoughts on this movie. And if you guys have seen it, we went to see it opening night, so obviously a little early. But if you guys have seen it, let us know what you guys think of the movie below. Overall, I thought it was a blast. I really enjoyed it. It was just a ton of fun. Super clean animation. That would be my quick summation of it. Lukas, what's your quick summation of it?
Really stylistic adaptation of the original material that stays faithful to the ideas while updating it.
Definitely. This felt like a real, love letter to the characters, but kind of bringing them to a bit of a younger audience, but still like a lot of fun that everyone could enjoy.
No, definitely. I think the easiest strong part is the turtles. The voice acting in this film is phenomenal. Like, actually, genuinely, it feels like natural conversations that are genuinely happening, which is weird because usually you don't feel that in an animated movie, nonetheless, especially because most of the time they're not acting in front of each other. Even if I know that most of them did, but even if they weren't, it felt like they were always talking right in front of each other. But Raph, Michelangelo, like all of them together worked so well to really portray this idea of like four bickering brothers that are genuinely teenagers instead of just like being told that they're teenagers, even though they obviously look like fully grown men. It looks sick. Like, honestly, this was probably one of the best depictions of teenagers, which is funny because they're turtles.
Yeah, right. And when there's amazing dialogue, rhythm, and rapport between the voice actors, there's nothing else like that. You know what I mean? Just the genuine reactions and interactions of dialogue is always just so amazing, and obviously helps the energy of the movie greatly. The animation was really unique. I like a lot of the choices they made with that. Super textured. You could really, enjoy and appreciate the line work. Very unique, though. I really dug it.
I honestly found it hilarious that the humans felt less natural to look at than the mutants, which was really funny. Which I think kind of gives like a good feeling on how Splinter felt, being like they kind of just all look like hairless rats.
Right.
But yeah, no. Let's talk about the plot. What do you think of the plot overall? Like, what? Personally, I liked it. I thought that was great that we didn't jump right into Shredder or into Krang or like any major, huge, well-known TMNT plots. Like, we kind of started off small.
No, this is very important. An important conflict to build the Turtles' character and to throw them into the real world. Everything felt really natural. Like the scene-to-scene progression felt very natural. It was just a ride that kept going in a very normal way, and it didn't feel like anything was inserted or any plot points were forced in there. Everything felt like it was, again, natural. A good idea to bring in the other mutants that you don't really get to see a lot of in the other Turtles media, I would say. And yeah, bringing them to the forefront, and each mutant having a personality of their own was really fun.
Yeah, no, I was honestly surprised when I knew they were getting like an all-star cast for this because there's so many names attached to it. I was worried about like there's going to be someone lost in the weeds in this. But it really feels like they kind of gave every character room to kind of just show off for a little bit. Like, even in the simple like bowling alley scene, we got to see a little bit of everyone's personality, which was really neat. But on top of that, I loved seeing the fight scenes. I think the fight scenes were so kinetic, and they did such a good job of highlighting that, like, yeah, the turtles are goofy, and yeah, they kind of don't know what they're doing at times, but like, it works still. And it's really funny. I think the best scene that highlights the best action scene wasn't the ending fight scene, but it was when they were raiding the gang hideouts, and it would cut between Leonardo to Donatello to like it was just cutting in between them, and it was like doing an
Exactly.
old boy style like hallway fight. Ah, it was so cool.
Yeah, that was great. I thought that was really, really well done.
But I do have one complaint, and it's a minor one. My only real complaint is I'm not a huge fan of the difference in origin for Splinter. I like it better when he has seen someone train and he like picked it up through that, like either oh he was a rat from Japan or something like that, or even like oh he was in a dojo, he was like a pet of like a master. Like I don't need him like learning with the master, but I like the idea of him like at least seeing instead of like watching movies and picking it up because it feels a little bit more disingenuous. Um, because you can let's be honest, you can watch as many kung fu movies as you want, but that doesn't make you a kung fu master. So it did at times feel like okay, like, but I think they did kind of portray that with the turtles, where it's like, yeah, they kind of they know how to fight like the bare essentials, but really what's carrying them is the fact that they're mutants at times. Like the fact that like they can not be punched and not immediately like die.
Right. No, I think that's totally fair.
Because I love Jackie Chan as Splinter. I like the voice. I like the almost goofiness of it. Because yeah, it's fucking goofy. It's a fucking rat that knows Japanese martial arts. But yeah, just I wanted a little bit more from the reason why he got into karate, because it felt like he could have taught them how to use guns. like
At
he
the
could have been
same
like,
rate, yeah.
hey guys, we're going to the firing range tonight. just hands them all ARs. like it doesn't feel like there was any specific purpose for why he had to teach Leonardo
Right.
how to use katanas or Raphael to use like sais or anything like that. And
Yeah.
that's my only major complaint.
That's fair. They could have given at least like some like I don't know, DVD showing up in the sewer or like something to that effect that would have at least explained why it was martial arts exactly.
Yeah, like oh, it fell down and he saw it, and then he was like, okay, this is
Right.
what we can do. Or I would have liked it if he was just like from Japan. They just shipped him over, and it was like he was supposed to be like part of like the special Japanese rat, or like they made up some like fucking stupid species.
Well,
for him.
it could just be a rat that's stored away in on a container from Japan to America.
Yeah.
That's fine too.
Like I would have been as simple as that, and like you wouldn't even have to explain his origin, because then you could later on you could be like, oh, so the reason why he knows Shredder is because he used to be a pet for it. Like you could have then.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only complaint. Other than that, I really enjoyed the movie. I love the dynamics. I love basically everything about the movie. And I love the tease for Shredder at the end. I kind of like that I'm getting like Kraven the Hunter vibes from him, which is interesting because that's an angle we never really explored with Shredder, honestly, which is weird. Like you would think that'd be like a natural idea, right? But he's always been the head villain, so like seeing him as being a hired hand to specifically take out the turtles, I feel like is honestly really smart. It's a great way to bring him in without being like, okay, he has a whole army of ninjas. Also, it could be fun to have them have to actually train in legitimate martial arts to beat Shredder. Being like your DVD martial arts doesn't compete against my genuine years of training.
Exactly. No, all the fighting, whether it was the turtles or it was Splinter, what I liked the most was that they were both rusty. In that garage scene, the turtles are really rusty, obviously, and there's a lot of like dumb luck happening, or a lot of utilization of enemies' momentum against them. You know what I mean? Like it very much felt natural, and like they weren't experts. And same thing with Splinter in the lab breakout scene. Like he's a talented fighter, but he's old, so they show that he's slow and he gets hit sometimes and stuff like that. Just again, once making everything feel natural.
Yeah, no, definitely. Maybe one more thing too. I'm I'm kind of, maybe I need to sleep on this because we did just watch this. I will point that out. I'm not 100% sure if I wanted them to be fully accepted by society, because I kind of like the idea of like they don't need that acceptance. They don't care about it anymore. Like it kind of felt like the entire story was building up to that, and then they kind of did the opposite.
It was
by
the
accepting them.
yeah, it was the
Wonder
happy
Woman.
ending, you know, for the kids. That's what that was to me.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's fine sometimes. You know, it's
Yeah.
feel good ending. But
No, definitely.
I guess the only reason I liked it is because in every other version of the Turtles,
They're
you know,
always outcasts.
they're always outcasts. Humanity always hates them. So I'm like curious to see where this might go.
Yeah, no, that's what I was also going to point out was like, yeah, like that is though uncharted territory for them. So like I'm genuinely curious to see like what happens to are they going to move out of the sewers? like can they afford a house? Is Splinter about to pay mortgage? Is he about to have a social security number? Like genuine questions here.
Right.
But I was telling Elias before this, it'll be a really funny way to get rid of the mutants. It's to just have Splinter and the cockroach divorce, and she takes all the other mutants to Florida, and just like Leatherhead's just like in the water in like the swamp bayous of Florida, eating like random pedestrians. Just really crazy out there, like Florida man attacked by crazy alligator.
Yeah. A lot of the
think it could be
mutants
funny.
were hilarious, and had like really funny gimmicks. Post
Mondo was my
Malone.
favorite.
Yeah, Mondo Gecko, Paul Rudd was awesome. And Ray was Post Malone, so his thing was singing. Just stuff like that was just so much fun.
Yeah, and Superfly, they did a good job of making him a villain, but not unnecessarily evil at the same time. Like he's just kind of fun to watch, like genuinely. Plus I like that TCRI is just like it's shown, it's mentioned, it's not explained fully because that doesn't need to be explained in this movie. That is something that could happen later. This movie can stand on its own without the mid, like if you take out the mid-credits scene, this movie stands on its own and that's it. And that's exactly what I want from every movie. Every movie should be able to stand on its own, at least as a piece of art. As much as people like to say that Endgame, like Infinity War, for example, I think is a great example of like something that can stand on its own, even though it is a two-parter. I think you can watch Infinity War and just end it there, and you'd be like, "Whoa, that was intense," and then just kind of leave it there. We've had bad examples of it in recent memory, and but yeah, no, this felt like a great way to open a cinematic universe without making it feel claustrophobic or oversaturated.
Definitely.
There's going to be a TV show, which is pretty exciting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so apparently Nickelodeon has already confirmed that they're going to be doing a TV show and another movie. So hopefully the TV show's in the same style or at least something similar. Hopefully they don't overwork their workers. But if there's a TV show of them like just in high school, like just shenanigans, like I'm down for that. Like give me like 8 episodes, 6 episodes in that style. Like I'm down for that 100%. Like it doesn't even have to be anything super like action crazy or anything like that. Like I like the voice cast. I like the idea of the characters. I like TMNT as a concept. I've always enjoyed those characters ever since I was a little kid. So for me, like I love seeing Leo, Raph argue. I like seeing Donatello be just like a nerdy goofball. I like seeing Michelangelo just kind of just doing his own thing in the corner. Like I love those characters. So I would love to see something more even with that outside of films.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Oh, April. What do you think of April?
April was good. April was good.
I was worried she was going to be annoying. I like in the beginning I was like maybe I won't like her.
Yeah.
And then she kind of grew on me, but also I also wasn't a fan of I'm not a fan ever of the one of the turtles likes April plot line that they try to do and the more recent stuff, and it's just always for me it's like I like it when April is just their friend. Like I like.
In this, it was goofy enough that I thought they got away with it, but I know
No,
what
they
you
definitely
mean.
did. They didn't make it too in your face about the romance, which is what I liked. I'm glad that they didn't make it too much, like every other minute, like Leonardo's like fawning over her. Like that would have been annoying if his character was just relegated to that. Which in other media they did that. They like Donatello became relegated to just April's like crush. Like that's just how it is, and etc. So I like this version. I like how it was handled. Do I necessarily like the idea of them being romantically involved? Not really, because it's just for me. I like the idea of it being like, oh, you're the first person that understands us and doesn't run away. Not even from a romantic point of view, just like genuinely like you genuinely care about us. Like I like that idea more personally, but I know that's just me because I grew up on the 2003 show where she was just friends with them, and then Casey Jones, and then she had a relationship with Casey.
Yeah, that's fair. I think the way that they wrote her into the story felt natural, with the initial shenanigans and then, talking to her. So that felt well written as well. And they developed her character well. She wants to be a real time reporter. So they got her that moment. I wasn't expecting such a puke sequence.
Yeah, no, seriously, me neither. I was like, man, they're really just leaning into this.
What was this rated? Because they also said hell quite a few times.
I did. I think probably PG though, to be honest.
Yeah, I just feel like they can get away with more now with everything.
Ops. Fucking Superfly actually said the word "the ops." The ops came and raided my father.
No, Ice Cube was amazing.
Yeah, Ice Cube was hilarious as Superfly. Like every other line from him was just comedy gold because they just allowed Ice Cube to just do his own thing.
Yeah.
But
wow,
yeah,
it's got a 95 on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Yeah, no, it's the highest apparently TMNT property ever.
Nice.
Which I mean, it's the beginning of the week, so let's see how it goes as it like keeps progressing.
Well, still well deserving
out
of
high.
the other movies.
Yeah, I still expect it to stay high, but I definitely always think that the reviews usually always drop as the weeks go by because more people input. But I was also saying to D, what'd be really funny is if Shredder is just his voice actor only speaks Japanese the entire film. And so none of the turtles understand him except Donatello because he watches anime. But every time he tries to talk to him, it's just broken as fuck Japanese. It's like really bad Japanese.
That'd be good.
It'd just be really funny. And he like wouldn't understand what's happening half of the time.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Maybe they grab like their phone and like try to like Google Translate him as they're talking, and he's like he slices the phone away or something because he's like actually serious. What was your first introduction to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Mine was definitely the 2003 show.
Yeah, I guess just as a kid, just watching
WB
cartoons.
Kids, bro.
Yeah, WB Kids had a lot of good stuff.
Fox Kids also.
Mm-hmm.
That one and the Nickelodeon show were really good. The 3D CGI animated show.
I never watched too much of that really because that was sort of on the tail end of my childhood viewing. But
I
definitely watched the original cartoon.
The plots got really intricate. Like they started carrying over so much ideas. Like throughout that series, that second series, like Leatherhead became like a main character. Like they brought in Shellhead, and Shellhead got like at one point mind swapped with Donatello. Like there's so much like plot lines that kind of carried for a little bit, which were always really cool. I kind of caught it when I was like around like 13 to like 15, so it was definitely like around the time where I was stopping, but also I was like every week tuning in because I was like genuinely like, oh, what are they gonna do this week? Like I'm genuinely curious. Yeah, no, good movie. What do you rate it?
4 out of 5 ooze containers.
Bet. I give this 4 out of 5 Michelangelo shaped watermelons. That is our review for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
Let us know what you guys thought of the film below. as always, let us know what characters you guys want to see on screen from them next. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, smash that bell button, support your local comic shop, and
Support
read
your
comics.
local turtles.
And go hang out with some turtles. They're pretty
Support your
cool.
local veterinarian.
See ya.
Bye.